April is Autism Awareness Month, and this morning we're giving you an in-depth look at the problem. More than 3.5 million Americans live with the autism, something along the spectrum disorder, including Asperger's and pervasive developmental disorders. Harvard researchers estimate the added cost of autism-related health care and education average more than $17,000 per child per year. Joining us this morning is Laura Lamont. She is the CEO of local company Mosaic Weighted Blankets, and she talks to parents who have children with autism and anxiety disorders every day. She also has some ways on how to manage the disorders. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
So what are some of the challenges that not just children but adults who are dealing with something along the autism spectrum deal with?
Well, you deal with, morning routines or nighttime routines that are difficult with a child because they have a hard time calming down. They're anxious. They are particular about their routine in the morning. So it's weighted blankets are a great way to kind of fill that gap on their sensory spectrum to help them calm down and sleep and rest better at night.
So you mentioned the weighted blankets. These are something you kind of came up with. We have a few of them here, but they are heavy.
This one's 11 pounds.
So this is an 11-pound blanket. How does that help? What does it do?
Well, it provides the child or the adult with sensory input, and a lot of people relax under weight. So you wouldn't think that, but if you put a blanket on you, it really can meet that need and help that person be comforted and calm down and sleep more deeply at night and have less waking hours.
And the story behind this is interesting. How did you come up with the idea for the blankets?
Well, I was born premature, and as I grew up, I began to put books on my feet to go to sleep, and then I created sandbags after I had children, and then I decided to come up with this blanket to meet my sensory needs, and then I began selling them in 2010.
It's interesting. You used books, blankets, or books and sandbags. How did you know that that was what you needed?
It was just an instinct that I had, and somehow I think most people have a sensory spot. Some people it's their shoulders. With me, it was my legs and my feet, that if I felt like there was weight there, it would cause me to relax. And, we have thousands of happy customers, and a lot of people have, I get lots of testimonials of, gosh, I didn't know that this was out there to soothe me when I was young. I slept with a heavy blanket. My mom had a heavy blanket. I piled quilts on my bed. I love the dentist chair because the dentist chair, what they put on me, it feels so good. Those are cues that somebody might need a weighted blanket.
You mentioned that you talk to parents. What are some of the other struggles that they deal with or challenges that they deal with in all of this?
Well, I think that a child that has any kind of sensory processing disorder, or ADD or ADHD or on the spectrum for autism, you get routine behaviors that if they're disturbed, the parent gets upset. The child gets upset. I think that routines are harder. Sometimes you're trying to accommodate 2 or 3 other kids, and everybody's going to eat one thing, and then the child with the sensory processing disorder won't eat it, or you have to fix a different meal. There's just, or like they want to wear 100% cotton. Tags bother them. Bright lights bother them. It's called too tight, too bright. So that there's a lot of accommodation provided for that child, and if one child's extremely unhappy, it leaks over into the other children, and the whole family. So,
well, hopefully this will help. Laura Lamont, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, time now is 8:21. We'll be right back.